Hi everyone, my name is Dimitri and welcome to Launch Control. Today we're going to be reviewing arguably the most important car of 2020, the C8 Corvette Convertible. This is the 8th generation car. This one has got the C51 package. It has a naturally aspirated V8, 495 brake horsepower and an 8-speed dual clutch transmission. It is a very special car. This is the first mid-engine Corvette ever made. And right off the bat, I gotta say, I love the new design. I think they really did a good job moving the engine to the back. I think it looks very modern, very aggressive, a lot like, modern Italian supercars. I do prefer the look of the convertible over the coupe. I think it just looks a little bit more minish, a little bit more aggressive. I really like these two pillars kind of like sticking out, all this space. You do lose the see-through engine cover from the coupe, but here you get an automated folding hardtop. It looks really cool in motion. It just looks like a transformer. And again, just overall, the design is really cool. The back, the front, it looks fast and mean from every angle pretty much. I'd even say if the 488 and the Huracan were in the United States for their honeymoon, this is what would come out 9 months later. I personally never really thought to own a Corvette because I always thought the European supercars were much better. With this thing, things are a little different. It starts at 65,000 and to get a fully spec'd one you would go to around 100, maybe 125 grand, which still puts you like 100,000 less than a used 2018 488 or a Huracan. And I really fail to see why would you overpay. Oh my god, the grip on this thing is phenomenal. Woo! The way it corners, it's so fun. The acceleration is very sharp, very strong. The brakes are very nice. The best thing about this car though is the steering wheel, I gotta say. The weight, it's just so tiny and small and square. It's so easy to put it in a corner and to hold on while you're trying to stick it. And the handling, it's just great. It's really sharp, really on spot. I gotta say it's a massive step up from a previous model. As this car is completely new, I really have to talk about the interior because it's a real huge step up from the previous models. Everything here is just way better than before. The leather, the stitching, it's very beautiful. The steering wheel is really cool. It's tiny and sporty, it really feels like a racer. The flappy paddle gearbox, the screens are just great, they're right in front of you. Super easy to reach, super easy to use. Great quality. The gauge cluster is cool. It's not the best out there, but it's still entertaining. It changes as you change your drive modes. I've had a thought about this line of buttons for a while now, ever since I saw the first pictures of the Corvette. And I gotta say, I thought it's gonna be really complicated, but it's not that bad. And the whole feel, I gotta say, of being surrounded in the, so to say, cockpit, you really feel like a jet fighter pilot. I mean, this car is just great! Listen to that noise! Oh my god, this engine is beautiful! So then, this puts a really big question on this car. For example, I always liked all of the Corvettes pretty much from the exterior look, but I always knew the handling wasn't that great, so I personally never considered it as a top player among the European supercars. Then, around 2016-17, they started to put really great times on Nürburgring and other racetracks around the world. So I thought, wow, so now it doesn't only look good, it also handles great. My last kind of dislike for the Corvette was the interior. I mean, it wasn't that bad, but it was a little bit boring and simple and just like, I really wanted a little bit more for what you got. Similar story, for example, with the Nissan GTR. Yeah, it's a great car, don't get me wrong. It handles great, it's super fast. And once it came out, you know, all the tune boys were creaming over it, especially that it costs a third of what Ferrari does, and it could do probably the same than what Ferrari could do. But then again, even in your GTR, if you beat a guy in a Ferrari, you're still gonna drive home watching your Versa dashboard, clicking your note buttons. You know, you do want something special, which was the case for the old Corvette. Here though, this is just a complete different story. The interior is as good, if not better, than all the Italian cars. The exterior is good, the performance is great, and the price is cool. I really failed to see any pretty much minus of this car. Alright, so now we're gonna check my favorite option in all the sports cars, that's called launch control. We did 3.1 in our first run. So would I suggest to buy this car? Yes, I definitely would. It's an insane bargain for what you get. In my opinion, it's the best Corvette ever made. Not the best looking, but the best overall. Again, 120, 125,000 to get the fully loaded version. For that money, you could buy maybe a brand new M5 or a used 911. This is completely different though. This is a supercar, and I really fail to see how it's any worse than a Lamborghini, for example. So finally, this car can appeal to people like me who run European cars higher because it's got it all. It's got the looks and the interior, the performance, and the price. Like the very famous Michael G. Scott said, it's a win-win-win. Until next time, stay safe, subscribe, and keep launching.